What's up, everyone? Tyler Luca back here with another WNBA team preview in the build-up to the 2025 WNBA season. Today, we're talking about the Indiana Fever. Ever heard of them? You know anyone that plays for them? I'm just asking. I don't. Maybe I can think of a couple people. Look, the Indiana Fever are quite possibly the team I'm most excited to see this WNBA season. The moves that they went and made were incredible, frankly. Like, when you think about the holes that this team had, they went and filled just about all of them. Now, will they be able to mesh together? Will the chemistry, and there's obviously a lot of different factors, but on paper, when it comes to what they could have done in the offseason, they pretty much knocked it out of the park in my eyes. So today we're going to be talking about the ceiling, the floor, and the three things that I'm looking for when it comes to the Indiana Fever this season. Let's dive in. First off, their ceiling. Folks, the Indiana Fever can win the WNBA championship. Look, I think that this is a top. They're going to have home court, and they have the possibility to go and get a WNBA championship and bring it back to Indiana. And I also think the worst case scenario is a first round exit. It can happen. The WNBA is very good this year. If you end up in that 4 or 5 matchup, it could happen. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. I think that at worst, generally speaking, I think the worst case scenario is the semifinals. But look, I could not be more excited about this Indiana Fever team and what they were able to do in the offseason. They bring in Stephanie White, who's a fantastic coach. You go and get all the veteran pieces that you need, and you have Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. And Kelsey Mitchell, I might add. But let's talk about it. These are the three things that I'm looking for this season from the Indiana Fever. First off, year 2, Caitlin Clark, because, oh, buddy. The end of the season from Caitlin Clark, pretty much after the All-Star break, if you will, the Olympic break, all that. That was MVP level basketball. And it's important to note that, generally speaking, in the WNBA, when you have a lead guard like this, you don't win championships. That isn't, generally speaking, a recipe for success. Caitlin Clark's is generational. Caitlin Clark, I mean, whatever, however you want to word it, there's very little. It feels hard to. I don't want to say it's hard to hyperbolize, because there's some hyperbole out there at times, but Caitlin Clark is ridiculous. And the idea of year 2 Caitlin Clark, where you get, first off, you get an off season, right? You don't go play Unrivaled. You go and you're just doing speaking engagements, and you get to go and just relax, get away from the limelight for a little bit, and just not be on a public basketball court. I think that can't really be understated when it comes to what Caitlin has had go through the past couple years, and obviously the very quick transition from being the national championship game to going immediately into the WNBA season, right? And obviously there was some struggles, a little bit of a rev up in the learning period at the very beginning, the first month or so of her WNBA career, but she got it figured out quick. And again, pretty much after the All-Star break, the Fever were hitting, and Caitlin Clark was, the engine of that, and was so incredibly important to that. And the idea of Caitlin in year 2 with a better supporting cast around her, with her experience now, putting on some muscle, as everyone has been pointing out, with the bicep cam and stuff that we got on the preseason broadcast and on Twitter, every indication is that Caitlin Clark is going to take another step this WNBA season. And the idea of that is crazy, because to me, she was already the best point guard in the WNBA last year. To me, she was playing at an MVP level for at least half of the season, if you will. I'm not saying that she should have been the MVP. I'm saying she was playing at that caliber of level. And to me, she comes in to this season as a top 5 WNBA player already, probably. And that is incredibly exciting, obviously, for the WNBA, for the Indiana Fever. And for me, look, I'll be selfish here. For me, I love watching Caitlin play. I'm very excited for this. So if you see that next step up, obviously that is massive. Now, next up, do the new pieces fill the holes? DeWanna Bonner, if I could have picked a player, there was a lot of talk about Satu Sabally, because frankly, I didn't think DeWanna Bonner was coming here. There was no indication that her and Alyssa Thomas, her wife, would for sure 100% stay together. But I kind of just assumed. Look, she fits here better than Satu Sabali on this Indiana roster. And the fact that they're able to go and get DeWanna Bonner, who, if I could pick out a player from the entire WNBA, like no anything else, just like pure fit, and just pick them and put them on this Indiana Fever team, DeWanna Bonner would have been that player, and they got her. And then they also got Natasha Howard, who kind of like fills that similar role that, to me, DeWanna Bonner just does better, respectfully. And now they have both of them, right? And so your 4 and your 3 are set. Like, you go and get a Sophie Cunningham, who is just another kind of just dog off the bench, some size on the perimeter, like just is what you want. Obviously, you keep Kelsey Mitchell, which is a big part of this as well, right? Like, Kelsey Mitchell had her best season of basketball last year, and why not continue that, right? So, like, you are set. You are set across the board right now, and now it is just a matter of, do those new pieces fit together? Do they mesh? Does it look the way it should? The way I think it looks on paper, does that happen on the court? Because ultimately you have to play the games, right? But from a pure on paper, like, grade of the offseason, the Fever won it to me. Like, I mean, just everything that you could have needed, right? It happened. It happened. And like, if I'm a Fever fan, I could not be more excited for that, right? And last but certainly not least, what is the development for Aaliyah Boston this season? And can she get to an all WNBA level? Like, she's already been fantastic in her first 2 years. Year 3 Aaliyah is incredibly intriguing to me because, as I mentioned, generally speaking, you don't see guards lead teams to championships. And when they do, they almost always have a dominant big with them. Indiana has that big, like, without a doubt. They have the supporting cast. I think I still need to see, like, I'm excited and hope to see, not really need to see, but like, I hope to see that next level up for Aaliyah Boston this year and getting to that all WNBA level. Because to me, she has the potential to go and be the best center in the league one day. And like that, we're already seeing levels of that production coming. But if we can get that on a consistent basis from Aaliyah Boston, like, that is what can take this team to the next level. That is what can make them WNBA champions. And I'll tell you, when I think about teams putting them at the ceiling of champions, my thought process is generally, do you have a way to dethrone the New York Liberty, right? They're the defending champs, and they arguably got better. To me, this Indiana Fever, on paper, have it. They have the depth. They have the superstars. You have your star. They have it. They do. And I think really the only worry as I look at this roster on paper is, like, potentially, like, backup point guard, right? Like Sid Colson. Like, if she can come in and just give you decent minutes, that's fine. Like, that's all you need, really, right? Like, Caitlin's going to be on the floor for the majority of the time. So if I know there's been a lot of talk about, should there be championship expectations on this Fever team? To me, I'm there. I'm putting those level of expectations on this team. And like, they have everything that they need this year. Now, could we see problems come up where maybe it's a level of inexperience from Caitlin or from Aaliyah, again, just being early in their careers? Potentially, right? And that's why we play the games. But to me, I'm very confident in this team. I think that they'll have home court. I think that they'll be a top 4 seed in the WNBA. And to me, like, anything below, like, I would be very disappointed if they got on the first round. I think that is the worst case scenario for this team. I don't think that's going to happen. I fully expect development. The pieces fit. You have a coach that has seen success in the WNBA. I could not love this roster more from a pure basketball standpoint of fit and taking your needs and filling them in the offseason. So let me know what you think. What is your standard? What is your ceiling? What is your floor for the Indiana Fever this season? And if you think that they're going to be champions, or if you don't think they're going to be champions, what is the most important factor for you for them to reach that height, or what might hold them back from reaching it? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Here on the No Cap Space YouTube, we're going to be covering the entire WNBA season. There's about to be so much stuff happening across No Cap Space. Make sure you're also tapped in with NoCapSpaceWBB.com. All of our print, and podcast content all in one place for you on the No Cap Space website. You can find every link in the description below, and I will see you next time.